So now you're ready to move your tenant into your property. Have you ever heard the expression, hit a home run and you could walk around the bases? Well, that applies to moving your tenant into the property. Let me show you how. If you look around this house, you'll see that we're in an older home, about 30-year-old home. There's nothing fancy about this property. However, everything in this home works. Everything in this home has a fresh coat of paint on it. Everything has been professionally cleaned. This house is as sound right now as the day it was built. So we want to make sure that before we move our tenant in, we have our home in that condition, whether that property is in a lower socioeconomic area or right up there in Beverly Hills. That's how your property, the condition your property needs to be in. Another point, when you move your tenant in, one of the things that landlords come to me and say is the tenant won't sign the move-in checklist. Well, let's make sure, first of all, that you know you're supposed to do, you need to do a move-in checklist. That is, just like the move-out checklist, you should have this very, very detailed checklist. You do the walkthrough, you note the condition of the property, you take a lot of pictures, you sign the bottom of that checklist, and guess who else signs the bottom of that checklist? And that is the tenant. You must have the tenant sign that document before you give them keys. I can't tell you how many times landlords have come to me and said, my tenant won't sign the move-in checklist. And I say, well, don't give him the keys. And they say, I already did. So you and the tenant must have a very strong agreement of the condition of the property before you hand them the keys. Let's take a look at this home. So for example, the mini blinds. If I'm here with a tenant on a move-in, I will show them that the mini blinds are dust-free. And of course, our move-in checklist walkthrough and the photographs show that these are dust-free. The same thing goes for, now these are new countertops, but you notice they're not granite. This is a much less expensive product. You can have Formica, just as long as everything is sound and works well. Under the sink, we have paint. It's not dirty, it's not moldy and wet, it's all clean and fresh. That needs to be the condition of the property. Let's go look at the carpets. So before you move a tenant into the property, you need to have the carpets cleaned. This room, and I point out to the tenant, that still has the marks left from the cleaners when they did the carpet cleaning. When a tenant moves in, I usually provide them not just with the move-in checklist walkthrough that, remember, they sign, but I also will give them a list of everything that was done to the property in preparation before they moved in. One of those things is the carpet cleaning. While I'm in the kitchen doing the move-in checklist walkthrough with the tenant, I like to show them that, look, the pans have either been cleaned or they're brand new, and that under the pans has been cleaned. So that, and I'll take pictures of that. And of course, if you're doing an electronic inspection, you'll have the tenant sign that, or you should have them sign the walkthrough and then send them copies of the pictures after you have those up on your computer. One of the rules of thumb that I want to give you on doing move-in walkthroughs and move-out walkthroughs is it should take you about 1 hour per every 1,000 square feet of home. So a 1,000 square foot home, you may be able to do the move-in checklist walkthrough in an hour. A 2,000 square foot home, 2 hours. Yes, a 4,000 square foot home will probably take you 4 hours if you're doing a proper job. For example, you might also you definitely want to make sure that the kitchen cabinets, drawers, I'm trying to say, are free of crumbs. Those are wiped out. Why do we go to such great lengths to make sure that the tenant understands how clean and ready the property is before move-in? Well, the main reason is when we're doing our move-in with the tenant, we're really thinking about move-out day. When we're on move-in day, we're thinking about move-out day. And we want to be able to go through and do that same 1, 2, 3, 4 hour inspection and then be able to compare so that we can properly charge the tenant's security deposit, hopefully without the tenant challenging us and for sure not taking us to court. We want to be able to have plenty of evidence that the tenant's unhappy to sit down and go over it with them and say, here's the before that you signed and now here's the after condition. Do that and you'll have a much more successful tenancy.